Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike, and in today's video I'll be talking about everything you need to know about working at Home Depot. The pay, the pros and cons, how to get hired, what it's like on the job, benefits, and all that good stuff. So, with that being said, in order to apply at Home Depot, you just go on the Home Depot website and you should just be able to type in like your zip code or city, and they'll bring up like jobs in that area, and you just apply basically. So for me, it only took like 2 days for it to come through, and they told me to come in for an orientation, which not orientation but like an interview basically. And it was basically only like a 10-minute interview where they asked you like, hey, what work experience do you have and stuff like that. So after that, they basically had me go to this little computer in the back and put like my information in the system, like my name, my social, all that stuff, just I guess to have me in the system. So after that, they had me sign off that you could do like a background check or whatnot. So they told me to wait to hear for when the background check comes back, but thankfully it only took like 2 days for it to come back. So after that, they told me to come back in for orientation basically, and I was able to start training in the department they put me in. Now they put me in electrical, which is pretty cool. It's where you deal with like the wires and like the ceiling fans, all that stuff. But so once they told me to come in, you're just basically doing computer training till you get done with whatever department they put you in. So your training depends on what department you're in and all that stuff, like if you have any prior experience. And for me, I think the training took like, I want to say 3 or 4 days to complete. Very tedious stuff, but anyways, after that, after I was done with my training, they basically told me I was able to come in and start the next day. So I think like within a week of me applying to my start date, it was a week. So that is real good for when you apply at Home Depot. And also the pay is, they started me out at $16 an hour. I'm not sure what it is in most states, but for me it's $16 an hour, which I thought was pretty decent. And one good thing about Home Depot is they do look out for their employees. They give you like bonuses depending on how good the company does and all that stuff. And they also have like this little merch website you can go and order merchandise if you want to. So I got this hat, this Home Depot hat, which is real cool. It's like cement or something on top of that. But yeah, this is one of the hats that I got from when I worked there, which I thought was pretty neat. You can go in there and find a lot of stuff like jackets, hoodies, shirts, hats. I think it's called the Orange Life. But yeah, that's I really like, and they do look out for their employees, because they even sent me a Christmas card for Christmas saying Merry Christmas and all that stuff, and they do look out for their employees. So me working there, what I did like is I like on the job experience. You learn about every department there, because eventually you will have to go into other departments to help. Say if like a customer is in your area and they need help with something else, you do go over there and help them. So say if like you're electrical and you have to go take somebody to plumbing, while you're in plumbing, if you find an associate that's familiar with that area, while he's helping that customer, it's good to stay and watch and listen to what he's telling them, so that way you learn a little bit too. So that's what I liked. I liked learning every department there. Even though I was electrical, I was interested in learning like hardware, garden, what's the other one? Plumbing, flooring. But yeah, so eventually I got to learn every department, and which I think is a pro, because the more you know, the more you're able to help out. And one good pro about Home Depot is you get to meet different people every day. Every day is different, so you get to meet different kinds of people every day, and a lot of times they're real nice to you. Every once in a while you get some that are not so nice, but that's okay, because that's just part of the job. They might be having a bad day, so don't judge them, because you never know who's having a bad day. So let's see, another kind I like is they let you buy stocks at Home Depot, which I think that's pretty good, because every paycheck you're gonna have a little put back to invest in stocks. Now it's different than your 401k, so they have an employee stock purchase plan, which allows you to buy stocks with Home Depot, which I think is pretty cool, because a lot of places don't even let you do that. So I think that's pretty cool. I did invest in stocks, and I heard a lot of people become rich from doing that. It's just saving up for a long time, being determined and patient. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And they do have like these little meetings like once a month to see how you like it in your store, and how you what you think basically about how things are going, how to improve, which I think is pretty good, because it shows that they want to improve the environment, improve the work experience. So I like that. Like I said, I think every 6 months they give bonuses. Like if the company's doing good, they'll give like, I don't know, $100, $200 bonus, depending on like how long you've been there. But I think that's pretty good. So, and like I said, the pay, they started me out at $16 an hour, and I'm not sure what it is in most states, but that's the minimum I've heard. Basically 15 or 16, and they started me out at 16, which is real good. Now I think if you apply for like a supervisor position, or what is it called, a department lead, they make like $3 more. But so that's still pretty good. So let's see, the cons. Sometimes you might not get that many hours, depending on what time of year it is. Like during the winter time, you might not get that many hours if you're part-time, because I don't know, they just don't schedule that many hours during the winter time for part-timers. They didn't me. I was only getting like 25 hours a week during the winter time. So that is what I didn't like. Now you can ask for more hours if you work different departments. Say like they only schedule you 25 hours. You can go to HR and ask them if you can work in different departments to get more hours. That's what I did to get my 40 hours. Now you can get 40 hours there. It's just that if it's part-time, it's a lot harder. But you can do it, like I said. Just ask be trained in different departments, so that way you get more hours in there. But that's a con I didn't like. During the winter time, you didn't get that many hours. Now another con is during the summertime, everybody's in garden center buying mulch, buying flowers, buying this, buying that, and it gets real busy in the garden center. Like you don't even have time to stop and breathe. It's so busy. Basically, like as soon as you get down to one person, there's like 6 more people behind you who need help with something. And another thing is, it's so hot out there during the summertime. It's you better hydrate. So let me see. Another con is all the customers expect you to know everything in that department. So with that being said, it's good to try to learn as much as you can, but for some reason they expect you to know everything like you're certified. So even if you're not, it's okay because you'll eventually get to learn the stuff. But I didn't like that because sometimes you'd get new stuff in and you wouldn't know nothing about it. And so I didn't like that. I thought that was a con. Like, they always expect you to know everything when you're just the, what's it called? Sales associate, I guess you would call it. But, yeah. Oh, let's see another con. Let's see. I don't remember if they paid weekly or bi-weekly. I can't exactly remember. I think they pay weekly, so that is a pro. Which is pretty good. And I think another pro is they have like this thing called like daily pay or something. I'm not too sure. So that's good. I found that useful. I never used it, but I think that's real good for the people that need it. So another pro about Home Depot is they do a lot of volunteer work. Like last year, I know they was like building or going out and doing gardens for like veterans and stuff. I guess they couldn't get out. They do a lot of good stuff for veterans. I know that. They do barbecues. They, like I said, they go out and do landscaping for veterans. They did that this summer for some veterans, which I thought was real good. Another pro I liked when I worked there is they always cooked for us. Like every week they would cook for us. There would be like some guy out there with a barbecue just like grilling it up, like hamburgers, hot dogs, baked beans. Like every week somebody would be out there grilling for us associates, which I thought that was real good because they're showing associate appreciation. They do that a lot where I worked at the Home Depot I worked at. They showed a lot of associate appreciation. I really like that. So that being said, I think Home Depot is a real good place to work, especially if you're like real hands-on and stuff. Like you'll get a lot of experience, like hands-on with like some of the equipment. Maybe if they put you in hardware or electrical or flooring. I learn better when hands-on, when like I'm actually doing the stuff. So I thought that was real good. And you'll meet, another pro is you'll meet a lot of good people, a lot of interesting people, new people every day coming in, especially contractors. So that's what sets Home Depot different than Lowe's. So Home Depot is more contractor based rather than Lowe's. So Home Depot, you'll see like more contractors coming in, and those contractors are the ones that spend more compared to people going to Lowe's, because since they're contractors, they probably have like a big business. So with the contractors, you'll be able to sell more to them, which is pretty good. But like I said, you'll meet new people every day, different people, which is, I find that good, because you don't want to do the same stuff every day, seeing the same people. That would be a con. But I think seeing different people every day is real good. Let me think if I can think of anything else. I've never had no bad experiences with coworkers there. Everybody was friendly. We got along. We looked out for one another. Sometimes they'd bring us food in. If, like, say they cook something, they would bring us food in. Other coworkers would, and which I thought was real good because we all got along. We basically became family. Another good thing about Home Depot is they have something called like the Homer Pantry. It's where, like, if you're struggling, if you don't have much money, like they have this pantry in there that you can get from. Like they'll have ramen noodles or soups or crackers or stuff like that you can eat if like, say, like you're struggling financially. They do have that for the associates. They do have like associate helplines for like if you're struggling financially or emotionally, stuff like that, which I thought that was pretty good because a lot of places don't even do that. I'm sorry guys, I just keep looking at this hat. I really like it. I got it from the website, and I think it was like maybe $15. I'm not too sure because it's been like a year ago. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Because I worked at Home Depot for like, I want to say 9 months, almost a year. I almost made it. But yeah, this is a hat from there. I do have a hoodie, but I don't want to get it out right now. But they gave me a hoodie at like Christmas time. And they do throw Christmas parties as well. They do throw Christmas parties at the end of the year, which I think is real good. You don't have to pay. You just show up basically. Just put your name on a list so they can take into account how many people are coming. But they do have like throw Christmas parties every year. I thought it was a real good pro because they show appreciation. So that being said, I really liked working there. I think you should work there too. If like maybe you're a guy or a teenager, just somebody who likes to be out with people and help you learn every department, different departments. Like I said, there's flooring, hardware, millworks, which is like the doors, garden, electrical. I was in electrical. So customer service, pro. So what I basically did in electrical was I deal with like the breakers and stuff and the wires. People that needed wires cut, which is pretty simple. Basically, when they come in for breakers, they'll basically know what they need. So all you would have to do is go show them where they're at, basically. And also, the electrical is deal with the ceiling fans too and the light bulbs. So the ceiling fans are pretty simple. You just take them down there to show them like which one they want, and you have to get it off the shelf for them. But that's pretty easy. But as the light bulbs, that gets a little more difficult because there's different what's the word I want to say, like different like lumens, like different shades. Like there's soft white, daylight, there's like 4 or 5 more, but yeah, there's like different shades of lights for each light bulb. And there's also like different wattages, so that could get a little difficult, but once you learn it, basically it becomes so easy. It became so easy to me. And a lot of times customers will come in with like light bulbs like they've had in their house for 30 years they needed help with, which I thought I did like that because I found it challenging. You would have to try to match up one that you had in the store with one of their older ones. I did kind of like that. So a lot of times it's pretty easy because you have a whole row, like a whole aisle of nothing but light bulbs, which you eventually come to learn that there's more light bulbs than what you think. It's just a regular ceiling fan. Like there's so many, like the motion sensor, floodlights, work lights. But yeah, you catch on and learn pretty fast. So I did like working in electrical. Like I said, I worked with this guy. He was there for like 20 years in the department, so I did learn a lot. So I did find that very helpful. That's another thing. Try to learn as much as you can from the people that's already there, or if like they say they've had experience in the past working like a specific area. Try to tag along with them and learn as much as you can. That'll make working at Home Depot so much easier. You'll be able to help customers out easier. And another thing is customers expect you to know where everything is at. So starting off, you won't know where everything is at all. I didn't. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know where much was at. But over time, you'll eventually learn where everything is at in the store, and you'll just be able to take them to that aisle. Or a lot of times you can just, as soon as they ask you, where's this at, where's that at, you'll be able to pinpoint and tell them right away which aisle it's at, no problem. Eventually I caught on to every department where everything is. It became so easy, so easy. So I did love working at Home Depot. Like I said, I recommend it. If you have any more questions about as far as like how to apply or what it's like, any questions you have about working at Home Depot, let me know down in the comments. I will answer that. But my experience, I loved working there. Good people, good customers, and that's another thing. You get regulars that come in all the time. You basically become family. You get regular customers in. They know you know them on a name basis, and like they come in every week. You'll say, hey, what's up? Oh, what do you need this week? I got you. So that's another thing I thought was a pro about working there also, is you build a relationship with your customers, and I like that. So with that being said, I hope you like this video. Hope you found it helpful. I love working at Home Depot. So if you apply and get the job, let me know. And with that being said, have a great day.